You know that feeling when you finally retire and you think, I earned this, I'm buying the thing, the RV, the vacation house, the golf membership, the car you always wanted. 40 years of showing up, 40 years of saving, and now it's your turn to enjoy it. I get it. I do. And I'm about to ruin it for you. Except, maybe not. Maybe I'm about to save you 6 figures. J.P. Morgan just studied over 5 million retired households, and 60% of new retirees blow past their budget by more than 20% in the first 3 years. Not because they're careless, because they make 6 specific purchases that feel like rewards and turn out to be sinkholes. I spent an embarrassing amount of time going through the EBRI data, the fidelity reports, the nationwide surveys. The pattern is so clear it's almost insulting. The purchases retirees dream about for decades are the ones they regret most. And the EBRI numbers are getting worse, not better. 31% of retirees now say they're spending more than they can afford, nearly double what it was in 2020. Meanwhile, 2 purchases nobody gets excited about deliver the highest satisfaction in every study. These are 6 big retirement purchases retirees almost always regret, and the 2 that are actually worth every dollar. Number 1. The recreational vehicle. A Class A motorhome costs $150,000 to $300,000. Depreciation eats 20 to 30% in year 1. A $150,000 RV is worth about $105,000 12 months later. You haven't changed the oil yet and you've lost $45,000. Insurance, storage, maintenance, and fuel add another $20,000 to $30,000 a year on top of that. And here's the number I personally think is the most devastating in this entire video. The RV Industry Association's own data shows the median owner uses their RV just 30 days a year. That's $833 per day of actual use on a Class A. An RV travel survey found 70% of owners regret the purchase. And no, I'm not making that up. Number 2, the retirement luxury car. This one almost got me while researching this video. You see a BMW 5 Series at $67,000 or a Mercedes E-Class at $64,000 and think, I've driven sensible cars my whole career. It's my turn. A BMW X5 loses 69% of its value in 5 years. That's a $72,000 car worth about $22,000 by year 5. And adults over 65 drive an average of 7,646 miles a year. Exactly half what working-age adults drive. Women over 65 average 4,700, so you're paying $72,000 for a car that sits in your garage most of the week, losing roughly $800 a month in depreciation while you drive it to Publix and back. The per-mile cost approaches $3. A 3-year-old Camry costs about 70 cents. That's the kind of number that makes accountants cry. Number 3, the vacation home. The median second home costs $475,000. Annual carrying costs, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA, utilities run $17,000 to $22,000 before any mortgage payment. And census data shows the average second home sits empty more than 10 months out of the year. I think this is the most underrated money trap on the list because it looks like an investment. After 5 years, you've spent $85,000 to $110,000 in carrying costs for a house you've slept in, maybe 120 nights total. Number 4, the full kitchen remodel. An upscale major remodel averages $158,530. The Remodeling Magazine and the Cost versus Value report shows it returns only 37% at resale. Spend $158,000, recover about $60,000 when you sell. Pay attention to this next detail because it explains everything. Boomers are the largest group of home sellers at 45%. Most retirees who remodel at 65 sell by 70 to 75 anyway. That's a $98,000 net loss. You could have renovated 15 kitchens at Olive Garden for that. Okay, bad joke. But the point stands. Number 5, the country club membership. Initiation fees at mid-tier private clubs run $25,000 to $50,000, and those fees nearly tripled between 2020 and 2024. Add annual dues, food minimums, and assessments, and total annual costs hit about $16,000. If you play 3 times a week year-round, it works out to about $130 a round, but most retiree members don't. They travel, they visit grandchildren, their back goes out. At 2 to 3 rounds a month, each round costs roughly $694. A beautiful public course charges $50, and most initiation fees are non-refundable. You're locked in whether your knees cooperate or not. Number 6. The oversized replacement home. Everyone talks about downsizing. Nobody talks about the Merrill Lynch study showing 30% of retirees actually upsized on their last move. Bigger house, more bedrooms for grandkids who visit twice a year, fancier neighborhood. Operating costs on a home over 4,000 square feet run $14,000 a year or more. And Federal Reserve data shows housing already eats over 50% of net worth for households in their 60s. Buying bigger traps more wealth in walls instead of keeping it available when you need it. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. I cover retirement decisions like this every week. All right, so here's where things get interesting. I've spent this whole video telling you what not to buy. Time to tell you what's actually worth your money. Worth it purchase number 1. A Medigap supplemental insurance plan. This might be the most boring purchase on the list, and I personally think it's the smartest financial decision a retiree can make. Medigap Plan G costs about $155 a month, $1,864 a year. For that, your out-of-pocket exposure drops to essentially $283 a year, the Part B deductible. Everything else, co-pays, hospital deductibles, nursing gaps, covered. Traditional Medicare has no annual out-of-pocket maximum, none. A 90-day hospital stay costs you $14,246 without Medigap. With Plan G, zero beyond your premium. Kaiser Family Foundation data shows only 12% of Medigap holders have problems affording care versus 30% without. Fidelity estimates the average 65-year-old couple will spend $345,000 on healthcare throughout retirement. For $864 a year, you eliminate the risk of one medical event wrecking your entire budget. That's not boring. That's the best deal in retirement. Worth it purchase number 2. Travel in your first 3 to 5 years. Retirement researchers split your post-work life into 3 phases. Go-go years, roughly 65 to 75. Slow-go years, 75 to 85. And no-go years after that. The first window closes faster than anyone expects. Real spending drops 1.5% every 2 years throughout retirement. Cornell psychologist Thomas Gilovich studied 12,000 Americans and found experiences produce significantly more lasting happiness than material purchases. They become part of your identity. They improve in your memory over time. You never look back at a trip to Italy and think, I wish I'd bought a boat instead. 95% of retirees in the Merrill Lynch study said they'd choose experiences over more possessions. A retiree who skips the $150,000 RV and the $25,000 club initiation and instead buys Medigap and takes a $13,000 dream trip. Every year comes out roughly $150,000 ahead over 5 years. Better coverage, richer memories, zero storage fees. And you'll never once get a call from a mechanic telling you the generator on your Class A needs $4,000 in repairs. The real question isn't whether you can afford to spend in retirement. It's whether you're spending on things that'll matter in 10 years or things parked in your driveway losing value by the hour. YouTube thinks you'll like this video, so click it. And if you made it to the end, subscribe.